All right. So, what we're going to do now is we are going to talk about the video project. That is usually the most confusing assignment. I try to make it as simple as possible. Um, Part of what makes it confusing is that it's a little different assignment than usual. Try to make it as fun as possible. Um, but the other aspect of it is you need to have a partner. And some of you are face to face, some of you are online, some of you are on Zoom, some of you are asynchronous. You know, it's difficult to find a partner sometimes because we're using three different modalities. Uh, so you do not have to find a partner tonight, but next week I want everybody to find a partner and we will pick a theory, you know, and we'll go from there. Um, so I think it'll be easier because face to face will be back in class. You can see who's there. And on Zoom, you can see who's taken Zoom. And everybody asynchronous, they usually end up working with each other. So kind of like brings the different groups together so that you can choose partners that maybe you've met, maybe you haven't, but might be convenient to work together. Um, Convenient if you actually are in person, you can meet after class or whatever. Convenient on Zoom, at least you can see each other and give each other your information, and you know what I mean. So the hardest part is, getting that partner and getting organized and all of that. So next week we're going to pick partners, and you know, if you're asynchronous watching this, I will actually send out uh, emails or make a post on D2L for asynchronous individuals as well, and I will help asynchronous people find their partners. Um, okay, but let's talk about this assignment first because each week is a different theory, and each week we're going to have a presentation on that theory. So these presentations will only have like one or two presentations a week because it's drawn out throughout the semester. And it's not going to be like next week or the week after, you know. I think like maybe the first presentation um, it'll probably be after Adler. You have to have time to get together and work on this and everything else. So there's advantages and disadvantages of when you do your presentation, and whatever theory you're able to choose, um, and everybody's going to choose a different theory. Uh, whatever theory you're able to choose, that's the night I teach the theory is the night that you present your video. So I have sometimes people say, oh, I wish I had heard your lecture about this. I would have done the video differently. Why don't you do them later after you give the lecture? Well, I tried it. That made students a little confused because the presentation was on a different theory than the lecture. So we do have to have them on the same night. However, even though I don't open up the lectures uh, on D2L until the day of the class, and I actually give the lecture, but I do have a YouTube channel, and every lecture I've ever given and recorded is on that YouTube channel. Uh, so you can watch any lecture I've ever given. So let's say you're doing REBT. Go to my YouTube channel. It's my name, Grafton Eliason. Uh, there's only one, and type in REBT. Search just my channel. Don't search all of YouTube, just search my channel, and you'll find all my lectures. So if you want to watch my lecture on whatever your topic is early, you can do it. It's no problem. I'm also going to post sample student videos. They're not perfect, but they were good. for different reasons. Some were funny, some were like right on target. Uh, so like for Freud, I'm going to post student videos on Freud, and you'll get to see what the student videos like. So you'll have like a sample of what that student video is actually like. All right, so let me share my screen and we'll go over kind of the instructions. Okay, so if you go down week one, if you go down to the bottom, um, so this is a Dropbox, okay? And so what we're going to be doing is, I guess it's easy to make the video. I'll talk about the video, but um, getting the video posted is like the most complicated thing. You know, I'm not into YouTube, but and I thought like, students will be much more advanced than me. But people are at all different places with technology. So I tried to outline the process. So let's say you make this video, okay, and you make it on Zoom, like recorded on Zoom. And so all of your Zoom videos uh, are probably in documents under the folder Zoom. And, it'll be on whatever date you made the video. So find the MP4 file, that's a video file, and you're going to upload it to YouTube. So if you don't have a YouTube channel, get a YouTube channel, they're free. Um, and go to your personal settings in the YouTube account, and you want to click on long videos. It's free, but YouTube limits the length of your videos unless you check this. And this video is going to be like a half hour. So, but you can have a video of any length at all if you click on long videos in the settings. So people say, oh, I can't upload my video to YouTube. It's because they didn't go to settings and click on long videos. All right. So then you upload your video to YouTube. You have to make it either unlisted or public, and you can't make it private. But if it's unlisted, nobody can access it unless they have the exact address. So nobody knows it's there. So if you're shy, you don't want it public, make it unlisted. But you can't make it private where we can't view it in class. So check public or unlisted. Do not check private. The reason we're using YouTube is because I hate being in class and I want to watch a student's video and it doesn't work. This works. All right. Then you copy the link from the YouTube account, put it in a Word document, save the Word document. Make sure you hit enter or return after the address in the Word document so it turns blue so we can click on it. Save the Word document, drag the document to this very Dropbox. And yeah, we will be able to watch your video. All right, that's the technical part. So before we get into what happens in the assignment, if you're unfamiliar with any of this, maybe your partner can help walk you through this, that's fine. And if not, I'll walk you through it. We'll post your video together on Zoom. So don't worry too much about this. But let's talk about what you're actually going to do for the video. And we're going to look at the instructions in the syllabus. All right. So 25% of your grade. Um, so each student with a partner. And if we have an odd number of students, um, the group with three in it, you can do family systems. So that's the theory. If you have more than two people in your group, but we should only have one group with more than two because we're either even or odd. Okay, so you'll conduct one 30-minute presentation on one of the nine major theoretical approaches to counseling applied to a specific character in a novel, play, movie, television show, comic book, anything. Uh, I just want to give you, I want you to find a character to work with, you know? So you're not just making up a character from scratch. Um, Now, the fun part is uh, the class gets to guess who your character is. So, you know, that's kind of fun. We have people dress up, we have people use puppets, we have, you know, that's kind of neat. Um, so, there's three parts to your video. And remember, I'm going to post a sample next week. So you can actually watch a student sample of a video. All right. First part, an introduction with a case assessment, maybe a diagnosis or an issue. So one partner is going to give the introduction and they're going to give the case history and the background and what brought them to therapy. Okay. And the second part, so I even tell you how long each part's going to be. So 5 to 7 minutes for part one. All right. Part two, a 15-minute therapeutic dialogue with the client incorporating two techniques as if you were a theorist in a counseling session. And that part needs to be 15 minutes. This is the most important part because this is you practicing and demonstrating the theory. So just because it says two techniques, you can't just jump into a technique. There's a lot more to a theory than techniques. There's vocabulary that you need to use in the intro and when talking with the client, and there's concepts that you need to incorporate, and then you do the technique, and then you process the technique, and then you move on, and then see the other partner who didn't do the introduction gets to do the summary. So you do a brief discussion of the session and theoretical techniques used and any of the terminology used. But you'll actually get to see a sample of this. So you kind of get a really nice example of what to do. I've had people do Disney princesses. I've had people do like Batman. The only characters I don't want you to do is characters that have a diagnosis in the movie. Like, I don't want it to be a movie about a mental disorder. The reason why is because a lot of them have the wrong diagnosis for the character. So, yeah, and I don't want you to just watch a movie and, you know, kind of have the work done for you. It's not a diagnosis class. I'm more concerned about what brought them to therapy. What was their history? What are you going to talk about? What techniques are you going to use? Why'd you pick this character for this theory? So this is kind of a recap of what happened in the session and why it worked well. We need to see some growth in the therapeutic session. And this last one is 6 to 8 minutes. So it adds up to 30 minutes, one half an hour. Okay. Not 20 minutes. Okay. Maybe 27. That's okay. 27. We'll go with that. All right. Um, so you can record this on Zoom just like I'm recording now. And you have two boxes like you and your partner next to each other at the same time on the screen. So I can see the therapist and the client at the same time. So you're talking to each other and you're both on the screen. And that's gallery view. Um, and now, if you don't want to do any technology, I will give you the option of doing this live in class or on Zoom. If you don't want to use any technology, that's fine. Now, remember, you're not teaching the theory. Uh, you know, you know the theory. You've done research on it prior to making this video. You've watched one of my old lectures on it. You've got my notes. You've got the book. You're not teaching the theory. You're using the theory with a client. And because I want to see the application of the theory. Um, let's see. Yeah, hopefully it'll be fun to do, you know, as fun as one of these assignments can be. All right, let me stop sharing. All right, let's talk about any questions about this.